What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is Viking Actual here. Obviously a little bit earlier in the week I released some gameplay of what I was kind of working with now that I've done a few updates to the build. The build is not completed yet. I am testing some things out. There are some things that I have swapped out that I think I would like to try and get back into the build that I'm trying to find a way of including without compromising another aspect of the build. But I thought that I would bring you an update of where we are at and show you some gameplay of some pretty nasty 1vx's that I got over the weekend against the Elder Mary Dominion. So it's going to be a short video with some gameplay. We'll get straight into it. We'll look at our character sheet. So this is our front bar. Obviously, as you can see, amazing resource pools. We've dropped the health dramatically, but still to a good PvP standard, and because of that we now have those really nice mag and stam pools. We then obviously have decent resistances which do increase if we are under a negative effect. Obviously the stam one also is affected by some of our skills as well. Weapon and spell damage obviously just over 4,000. If I proc Major Berserk, then obviously that goes up to nearly 5,000. Spell critical, 43%, so really nice. We are still quite high on our crit chance. Penetration, like I said in the last video, it is quite low, although I think I have found a way that if you wanted to, you could increase that dramatically. So you could have a crit build where once you've used an ultimate, this is without changing our skill lines, once you've used an ultimate you can boost that. So I will talk about that when we get around to skills. Resistances, as you can see, they're very decent. Even our critical resistance without having to run Rallying Cry is 2900. So really nice. In terms of our actual attributes, going 10, 9 and 45, so a real mixed bag to give us those really strong resource pools. And we're running the Thief for the extra critical strike chance. Still running Sugar Skulls because we want that max health, magicka and stamina. And then we are not running Vampire, although you always can run Vampire. It will just affect your sustain. Getting into the skills, this remains largely unchanged. So we are still running the 3 Animal Companions, Assassination, Storm Calling. Our skills are Deep Fissure for our breach, surprise attack for our spam ball, merciless resolve for our essentially execute. It forms part of our burst. We then have deceptive predator for our snare removal and for extra mobility, and then we have in-cap strike. I'm testing it at the moment. There is a possibility that I would change this to the Soul Harvest because it inflicts them with the major defile, which massively decreases and cripples their healing. So once you hit them with this and hit them with the burst, it means that they can't super quickly go to the back bar and heal up. Certainly not as fast, and costing a lot more resources if they were to. So it's something that I am testing with that. And then you could put on the Onslaught ultimate version of Berserk, which instead of giving you the resistances and ignoring their resistances when you hit them with it, it would instead give you equal penetration for 5 seconds to that of which was ignored. So if you hit a target that had 40k resistances, you now have 40k penetration to then go on a rampage for the next 5 or 8 seconds, however long it may be. So if you wanted some pen in this build, that is something that you 100% could run. And that is why we are on two-handed. We are not using Wrecking Blow. The cast time was too slow for what is now extremely fast-moving players. And then coming back to this, we are now using Shocking Contingency. The Immobilize, while good, wasn't good enough to get rid of Shocking. Obviously the shock damage can also potentially proc minor vulnerability, increasing our damage by a further 5%. We still have the stun, and we have minor force to increase our critical damage to the 116. I think it's 116 percent, which is nearly at cap. So that is really, really nice. The snare and the stun, amazing. The whole reason I would pick a warden base class. Back bar, essentially the same, only that we have swapped obviously storm cooling in for restoring light. Restoring light was good, but I found that I wasn't able to be as mobile, and it kind of was, I kind of have to sit there on rune, so I wanted to be a bit more mobile, so we have put storm cooling in. So spell wall as our back bar ultimate, exactly the same healing soul as I've always got running. We now have Ball of Lightning, which is another immobilization and snare removal, but also gives us a bit of extra tankiness because it will soak up some projectile attacks once it's been used. Major resolving vigor rather for minor resolve, same as always. Ball Netch, same as always, and then Hurricane, which you've probably seen on many builds for our major resolve and minor expedition. So all of that is the same. In terms of our burst, normally I will save up my Merciless Resolve all the way up to 10 stacks. Just be hitting them with this, just to keep them low, keep them using their own resources. Potentially hit them with that stun, which is why I don't need in-cap anymore, because if I hit them with that first, that stun is wasted. So the major defile will be better on the other one. Hit them with this, which deals them a massive chunk, increases their damage taken for the next 12 seconds by 20%, and then obviously if they have a major defile they can't heal up, and then hit them with 2 spat bows, they're gone. Just gone. If they're not, then you can very easily finish them off with a surprise attack. You time it with a second burst of deep fissure, and there's nothing they can do. So that is kind of our burst. So this, well, stun them, hit them with this, 2 of these, and then mop up. Just mop up. So that is our skills. We won't go into green CP. We've been through those many times. They have not changed. The only one of this that's changed, so we still have Fighting Finesse, Martial Arms, Deadly Aim. We have swapped in Resilience because we are not running Rallying Cry. And then on this side, we still have the Boundless Vitality, Fortified, Pain's Refuge, and Survival Instincts. Which I thought I'd changed. I thought I'd taken Boundless Vitality off, but obviously not. Oh, that's thrown me. Onto our equipment though. We are using the Great Sword of Essence Thief. Many people have pointed out to me that dual wield is better, and I've looked into all different ways that it is. Obviously the fact that you can get 2 enchantments, the fact that you can get 2 traits, the offhand perk for 2-handed, increasing weapon spell damage for that offhand by 6%. Just the fact that you have 2 items that both deal 1,300 damage rather than just the one. So one of the modifications I have made that isn't implemented on this build and is not shown in the gameplay is that I have now got dual wield, but for this build, certainly if you're going to use that ultimate of Berserk, 2-handed is possible as well. So front bar Essence Thief, we have got a 2-piece of a back bar. This is 100% a flex spot. I'm putting this on there just because it gives me a bit of extra crit chance for my heals, and to be completely honest, I could not think of anything better with the skills I have that would be a good 2-piece for my back bar. There weren't any like trial sets, there weren't any arena sets that really kind of sung out to me, certainly not including a skill that I really wanted. So we are running Rallying Cry on this build, but you can swap that out. We then have gone back to the Pariah. I think, to be honest, it is my favourite defensive set. I'm going to keep trying to work with Rallying Cry, but it just does not give you the same. It doesn't give you the same resistances. You will feel still generally a little bit soft and squishy, even with all that crit resistance, because, you know, as you get lower, this will give you up to 10k resistances, which will take me up to 40k, over 40k. And I just love the fact that it does that, and it will give me that tankiness. So it is my favourite. It does suit my playstyle. I'm going to continue to work with Rallying Cry because I know it is the meta. So we have got Helm of the Pariah, heavy, Chest Pariah, heavy. We have Light Shoulders of Magma Incarnate for the regen. We have Belt of Essence Thief. Although we are... No, can't stop that. So medium belt, medium Essence Thief, heavy Legs of Pariah, and medium boots. And then obviously 3 infused weapon and spell damage with Monomyth Reforged. The thing I really like about Pariah is that because it gives you so much resistances, you do not have to run protective on anything. It also means you don't have to take the Lady Mundus to increase your resistances. You can get the resistances just off of your bar. There's no modifications. You don't have to drop your weapon spell damage. You don't have to drop your crit chance because you're having to use a different Mundus, or if you were someone that used the Serpent because they need more resistances. You don't have to drop that to increase your resistances, and I like that about the Mark of Pariah. So that is all of our sets. And that is essentially, as far as I've got the build, that is the exact build that I am running in the clips that I will now show you. That does not mean this is finished. This is just an update to see where we're going. It may be that I find a way to include Mark of Pariah, although, not Mark of Pariah, Rallying Cry, and not feel so squishy, which will allow me to include a monster set, but then it's going to be very much a case of picking out the right monster set, because something like Balog, which benefits from you using expensive ultimates, just doesn't work on a build where you're using 113 ultimate. When you actually work it out, it'll only give you about 1,000 pen. So it's trying to weigh those up and doing the calculations of, is it actually worth losing that resistances to put Rallying Cry on so I can get 2 monster sets? Because even if I put something like Bloodspawn, it's just not going to be as good. So it's constantly weighing those up, and that's why I'm going to continue to do testing with all different play styles, and I'll keep you updated as I go along, basically. But without further ado, let's get straight into the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed those clips of the latest gameplay, and I hope you've enjoyed the rest of the build and the little update on what I've kind of been working on. As always, if you have enjoyed, please like and subscribe. All of that support really means a lot to me, especially as being a small channel. It really does make a big difference. So yeah, check out the Discord in the link, like and subscribe, turn notifications on so you can keep up to date with the work in progress. But otherwise, as always, I will catch you in the next one.